According to the Daily Mail today, angry vegan neighbour threatens coronation barbecue. And we have the notes to prove it. All of this apparently is a dispute that is playing out in the suburbs of Perth in the past few days. But have a look here. Now, we've tried to hold away the names of the people involved here, but here we go. First note. Hello, neighbour. Could you please shut down your side window when cooking, please? My family are vegan. And just in case you don't know what vegan is, the assumption is that her neighbour is stupid. We eat only plant-based foods, and the smell of the meat you cook makes us feel sick and upset. We would appreciate your understanding. Thanks, insert names.
Angry vegan neighbor. Number 2, apparently, because we've already covered a story very similar to this before on this channel. And I don't know why, but it always seems to be in Australia. I must also say, I really like the German accent for the for the vegan. But oh, it gets way worse. The accent too, but also the letter. They go on to say, last warning. And I would read out and say what it says, but I think I quite like the German accent, so I'll let him read it out for us.
Please take seriously. Oh, this one's fun, isn't it? This is Australia, 2023. You have taken the mickey out of me and have been downright rude. Uppercase, which means she was yelling. I raised my concerns of the smell of the meat making my family feel sick and upset. And you go and have a barbecue on Saturday night, inviting lots of people, and you knew this would affect me and my family.
I don't know why vegans feel the need that everything has to evolve around them. You know, people also like barbecues because, well, I don't know, they taste nice and it's nice to have. It's not always so spiteful for the reasons of why people have a barbecue. Like, the only reason this person is simply having a barbecue is to anger her neighbors. The thinking that she would only do that because it tastes nice just wouldn't cross the vegan's mind.
My friend Tina told me that you took my letter onto social media and it backfired. Well, that's just desserts. Please, no more barbecues. And please keep that window closed when cooking. Otherwise, I'm going to report you and go on social media too.
It'll like it backfired. What do you mean, cook with the window closed? Get a little bit of that carbon monoxide poisoning with my burger? Sounds quite good, to be honest, doesn't it? Vegan Australians are just a whole different breed at this point. Without included with the vegan booty, it just absolutely amazes me. But oh, it thickens. Going to social media, they did. Now guys, judging by just the laughing emoji at the bottom left, I'm assuming it didn't go well. The post reads, just a gentle reminder to please close your windows when cooking meat. As a vegan runner, it is always hard for me. I try to go out running several nights a week around dinner time. Okay, so making a few hundred people to maybe even a few thousand people close their window. Running 1 hour earlier. No, yeah, definitely. I think we should make everyone, in fact, we should insist that everyone closes their window for this one individual. How self-centered can you be? When you are cooking with the windows open, the smell of the meat can be quite overpowering. Honestly, the odor is offensive. Damn, boys, looks like odor about to be cancelled in 2023. What's up, odor? You have 24 hours to reply. Please have empathy for your hashtag plant-based neighbors by closing windows when cooking meat and only cooking vegetables if possible. Oh, okay. Notice how it's gone from please maybe close your windows if you can to now they're trying to completely change everyone's diet. Give them an inch, man. I always say this. Give a vegan an inch, they'll take a mile. Stupid. I do not want to be a stereotype, so I won't go into detail on why cooking animals is offensive. Just that post alone, you kind of did. But I ensure you to do your research and join the movement with others who are fighting back. Yeah, really gonna stick it to them, we are. This is tragic. This is actually tragic. Bit of a rundown, going from closing your windows to please maybe actually a bit more vegetables to now let's all join the movement. We're fighting back. We're fighting for a good cause. Are you? Are you really? It's not like farming vegetables and fruits kills any animals, is it? With their tractors killing squirrels and bees and bugs. But that doesn't count because we're not technically eating them. Even though when you eat the meat, you're indirectly killing the animals. That is definitely on you because you're a meat eater. But when I'm not indirectly killing the animals, it's okay because I'm vegan and I'm better than you. Would you kill an animal?
I think there'd be tons of context where I'd kill an animal. Like if a lion's going to go kill a baby, I'd probably kill an animal. I'd kill an animal to save a human life, and I get that vegans probably wouldn't do that.
If I could do something to prevent killing them, besides eating them, like if I was protecting myself and we had like something that we could do to get that animal away, I would definitely try to not kill it. I mean, I feel
But if
like
it comes down to you or the animal, you killing the animal?
I would.
No, they're
Oh god, guys, here they come. They come running in.
going to give up their life for the fish.
Why is it always the
think about
extreme
this.
case when talking about would I kill an animal? Like,
I think they might have some things to say about this. No, honestly, if I saw a big bear come towards me and my kid, I would know that it was God himself that has chosen for this to happen. So I would lay down and let it happen. Like, what kind of argument are they really going to bring up for this to counteract this? They bring up some very good points in which I can't really see an argument against. In the comments down below, would you guys kill an animal if something came up to you? Say you're on a path and a bear came up to you and your child? Or would you just let nature take its course and not prevent it? Yeah, exactly.
why is it always the
think about
extreme
this.
case when talking about would I kill an animal?
Well, because that was the question. Quite literally, that was the question. Like, why is it gonna be so extreme all the time? Ugh. Pretty ironic as well, coming from a vegan, is it not? Yeah, why is it gonna be so extreme all the time, eh?
Exactly.
If you were in this situation.
There aren't lions running around downtown LA.
When I was into hiking,
Yeah, but there's also bears running around pretty close. I also know a bunch of environmentalists who want to bring back certain animals, which I find in certain areas is just a terrible idea. I'm pretty sure it's like in Colorado somewhere where they're trying to introduce a bunch of extinct wolves back into the area near communities, in which you know what's going to happen after they breed and overpopulate a little bit and then start going into areas that have high dense populations and starting to get food there. It's not going to be good. Also, anyone that goes out on those tracks by themselves now and is going to be surrounded by 20 wolves, you're a goner. You're dead. And what's going to happen when that happens a few times? There's just going to be an uproar, and then they'll probably just end up killing the wolves anyway. It's just such a stupid idea.
I mean, there's mountain lions that come and kill people. You've known that, right? That's in
Yes,
Orange County.
totally.
Right? That's not in the jungle in
It's not
Africa.
an everyday situation of
but-
would you kill an animal?
But it's Orange County. Mountain lions have killed hikers, kids. Would you
Totally.
just let them? No, let the kid
Yes.
die.
We're hiking in the mountains and there's a mountain lion. I have to be aware of the fact that I'm in mountain lion territory and be like, I'm okay with the risk. Because to be honest, I'm not hiking with a gun. I have no way to defend my friend.
You don't hike with a hiking pole?
I mean, a
I
hiking
don't
pole
hike,
against
I
a
don't.
mountain lion?
I don't think you're winning.
I just want to say, like, even if I did, and even if my attempt were to be successful, I would feel awful.
I feel like he's just making a good argument for the other guy. Just a hiking pole? Even if I did, you think I'm winning that battle? I don't think so. Yeah, it's kind of the point. Why would you not try and protect yourself or take something with you to protect yourself? Even something like bear spray or something. And you'd feel awful, would you? Oh, I'm pretty sure you would probably feel a little bit more awful if it actually just straight up killed you. But yeah, sure. You'd feel awful if you killed it. Okay.
Having killed the mountain lion,
Well, your feelings are your foundation then for your beliefs then.
100%. Are human beings animals?
Yes.
Yes. Sure.
Would you kill another human being to save another human being?
Yes.
What makes one person more valuable to another? Is it your relationship to that person?
It would probably be.
So if, for example, I raise an animal in the wild, it's like an animal I've built a relationship with, and that animal now threatens the life of a human being that I don't know, but I've known that animal its entire life. What makes killing that animal as just cause okay as opposed to saving that life? I have a longer relationship with that animal. Why would I kill the animal before I'd save that person?
Because
it's about relationship.
You kill a person over an animal. That's just
Correct.
how you- yeah.
Because I believe human beings are animals.
Now, I see humans at a different level, but maybe you value fish at the same level as a person. We see it very different.
I do.
The crazy look at the end. I do. And this was an ad that someone got on someone got on Google the other day. Oh, it's beyond me that this got past Google's guidelines, but sure. I say the word fuck and I get demonetized, but ads like this are allowed. Milk is a stone cold killer.
Veganism, plant-based in particular, is a diet for the privileged people who can choose to do so. I can choose to do it. You can choose to do it. If you are Mrs. Smith, working 2 minimum wage jobs, okay, in this country, trying to feed your kids, are you really going to be concerned with your pulses and making sure the supplements are right to actually feed your kids so they can have a vegan diet. No, you want to feed your kids, all right? And so what annoys me about evangelical plant-based and vegan is not that people do it. People should do what they want to do. But what they do is they make other people feel bad by not having that diet, particularly when they don't have the choice to do it. That is what annoys me.
Hits the nail on the head, and that's honestly correct. It's like most people don't have an issue whatsoever with what people want to choose and do, obviously. Kind of the thing like a lot of people really fight for. I mean, that's why I make these videos, is about these proper extremist vegans in which they try to bully the public into conforming with their ways of living, which is just completely unrealistic. They talk about vegan foods being not that expensive, but then the only alternatives that they give you is like, well, salary's not that expensive. Carrots are pretty cheap. Why can't you just eat that? Yeah, like I'm really going to be living off celery and carrots all day. But when it becomes to Beyond Meat, it is expensive. I did a video in which I tried some of them as well, and they really weren't that great. A lot of people would like to say that they can't tell the difference. Like, it's not terrible. Like, I could totally eat it. It's not like a Bush Tucker trial or anything in which I would be throwing up after, but I didn't feel so good. Also, you turn over and you look at the package and the ingredients. I don't know any of those ingredients. I've never seen them in my life. To make the sausages, it will have like something ridiculous, like 50, 60 ingredients that you probably can't even read, let alone even know what any of them do. But they are way more expensive. And also, what happens if you live within a country that doesn't provide for that? Well, they'll still guilt trip them into saying they should still try and you should still eat vegan. But okay, but they don't sell Beyond Meat there. In a way, that is a slight privilege for you. You have the upper hand. You can have your Beyond Burger, you can have your Beyond sausages, you can have all that stuff, cheese, eggs, and you're trying to put yourself into the same category with someone that would only be able to eat vegetables and that's it. But that's not fair at all, and they're going to be undernourished. Not to even talk about the claim of it's saving animal lives. How dare you take another animal's life? But like I said earlier, farming for fruits and vegetables kills just as many animals. It's like when they put the whole wind turbines up in for solar power, all the environmentalists love it, but then they turn a blind eye to how many birds that kills, also destroys the farmland. It's terrible for the environment, but at the short sight, it makes them look better. So that's all they really care about. It's something to put on their resume to just make them sound higher up and better than you. Look at the vegan letter at the beginning of the video. They talk to the other people almost like they're idiots, like they don't know what vegan is and they have to spell it out for them. By the way, this is like no one cares. Nobody asked. And he's absolutely right in when he says nobody cares what they do. It's your own choice. I don't go walking around saying I'm a proudly meat eater. Like, no one cares, bro. No one cares about your diet in general. If you want anyone to fall asleep, no trick works better than to talk about diet stuff with them. In which I saw this article, which is very important to read and gives us a lot of information on the claims of it being more expensive. Money isn't just a factor, time is as well. It's okay to be privileged, but instead of preaching as though it's easy to have empathy and admit you are lucky enough to choose vegan/have access to the resources to make it sustainable, nutrient-wise, and taste-wise, cooking when you're busy, depressed, etc. is hard, and making sure to have complete proteins and adequate vitamins takes extra effort when cutting out whole food groups. Finding places with access to plant alternatives beyond maybe lentils can be hard in food desserts. And the argument for lentils and beans being cheap comes from a place of privilege too. You know those thriving on vegan have access to fresh produce daily, alternative vegan sources, the occasional vegan junk food. To tell someone on a standard American diet to go from pizza and burgers to plain lentils and rice is not going to realistically happen. And vegan alternatives to those foods are way more expensive. It's already hard enough trying to get those people that live on that and are 500 pounds to maybe even lose the weight. You really think overnight that those types of people are gonna just switch? It's completely unrealistic. And trying to guilt trip people in that way isn't right. It's so bizarre to me as well, because these are the types of people that are very woke and also don't like fat shaming, but are happy to tell people to change their way of eating, but won't say that they're overweight or anything like that. Their priorities are just so twisted. A single protein of Amy's vegan macaroni and soy cheese, the version that uses real cheese, $3.69. The vegan version, $4.69. Coconut milk yogurt, 16 ounce. The vegan version, $5.49. The normal version, $3.99. Frozen vegan cheese pizza, nearly $10, as opposed to just the normal one, $3.69. And if you're sat here being like, well, that's not even that much. Like, that's not that much. Like, people should be able to buy that. Then you are very detached from reality. Some people don't have that. With pricing going up as much as it has been, like over this past year or two, some people don't even have money to afford for electricity, to let alone buy one meal being an extra $10. People don't have that type of money. With their health benefits not really existing, you're deficient in a bunch of things, and the chemicals in which you're putting in your body are doing way more harm as opposed to eating meat, which you need for iron and other things. You also don't know people's dietary needs. Example, a very, very strict ketogenic diet to manage epilepsy, celiac disease, limiting many vegan options issues with digesting, vitamin deficiencies, hormone imbalances, etc. Or living situations, kid living with parents who refuse to make alternatives, a partner with other dietary needs, a controlling partner dictating their eating, etc. There's also a reason people have cravings. Not talking about the processed food cravings, but the brain's dopamine system, but cravings for real foods. Red meat could be a need for iron or zinc. The iron found in animal products is way more easily absorbed than the alternative plant-based options. Salt could mean dehydrated or stressed. Carbs could be related to releasing hormones to help sleep, aka the body needs sleep. Cheese can be a need for fatty acids, etc. Eating a bit of beef to give your body what it's lacking to function is way better than allowing yourself to be in a deficiency. If vegans want to listen, they should acknowledge if someone is trying to make a difference, consuming adequately, and listen to people's hesitations or decisions before assuming. You don't know people's living situations currently. You cannot dictate on how people should eat and make them feel guilty. Hell, you don't even know how they're feeling. They could already be feeling pretty bad about not doing that. And seeing this type of BS online all the time, really pushing that down their throats, in which they now feel even worse as a result of it because you've made them feel that way. So you feel like somehow that's going to be the only way to work, because that's what they say. Oh, you have to be strict. You have to go out of our way to basically be assholes so people finally listen. And for the real extremists that go and disrupt stuff, and then their only claim of doing that is now people are talking about it, I have never once seen someone be understanding after a protest in which vegans went to a restaurant, disrupted the whole evening, and ruined everybody's night. Nobody after it was in the car being like, you know what, they made some good points. I'm starving, and I didn't get to eat tonight, and it ruined the one night of the month that I finally get to spend with my family, but oh boy, I think I'm gonna go vegan. No, it makes them resent you even more, pushes them further away from you, and it separates the both of you even more so. I don't think the whole vegan thing is a terrible idea. If that's what people want to do, go for it. If that makes you feel better as a person, go for it. I'm all about that, as I'm sure a lot of people are. If it makes you happy, go for it. But then going back to the previous point in which I claim and said about how a lot of animals get killed through farming for vegans, you know, I really aren't lying. A lot of vegans seem to have a real hard time hearing this, and they just like to turn a blind eye about all of this because in their eyes it just doesn't exist, when it simply does. Here's this short clip explaining all the different types of animals in which farming can kill. And this is only really for one food, by the way. This isn't talking about all the other stuff that vegans want.
If you really want to kill the most things, be a vegan, because the farmers who protect your beans kill everything. I kill one animal per arrow. In order to grow tofu, you have to kill every ground squirrel, every vole, every shrew, every snake, every turtle, every frog, every bird, every rabbit, anything that gets in that bean field, I'm either going to plow and dismember, which is why the crows and the seagulls follow the combines every year. And then if anything does survive my first slaughter, I'm going to come in with Monsanto and poison the shit out of everything so you can have a tofu salad and not be responsible for any death. Fuck you.
If you agree with this video and want to stick it to the vegans, make sure to hit the like button. Also leave a comment down below. It helps the algorithm. Let's get this video pushed out so more people can really know the truth about going vegan. And let's stop guilt tripping people who aren't already vegan. Anyway, boys and girls, hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye bye.